Hello everyone, this is CJ with Koi City STL, back from a nearly 1 year long hiatus of not uploading any videos whatsoever. A lot has changed, we're in a different location, but we're just going to get straight into the video by showing you all the ponds that we have set up at our new place. So starting off, we just set up this one recently. There's a bunch of water lettuce in there, lots of water hyacinth, lots of rice fish, spawning mops. I've seen a few, like maybe one fry in here, but as of right now, there's not a whole lot that have hatched yet. Hopefully some will hatch soon, but there's not a whole lot going on in that pond, if I'm being honest. It's just rice fish spawning mops and waiting for them to hatch. And these aren't ponds, but this is our little herb garden, rose bush and several other plants in there. A little bit of a messy patio here, but what can you do? There's this little patio pond that we've had for quite some time. There's no fish in here right now. I don't think we're gonna put fish in here. It's just too little. We got some plants going on. Same stuff: duckweed, hyacinth, lettuce. Got this giant banana plant that's an aquatic plant. We could put this in a pond, and we probably will. Just got to get that split because it's pretty big. In here, you can't really tell what's in here. There's just some big snails. There's not a whole lot of fish in here. Maybe just like two tiny little fish. Got some bigger hyacinth. There's some bacopa in here. I forgot what plant that is, I'm not sure. There's some creeping jenny, spiderwort, and I think that's it for that tank, or for that little patio pond. And here we got some bamboo that looks a little bit worse for wear. It just didn't transport very well. That one just kind of needs to be cold and taken out of there. That doesn't look that good. Here's a canna lily that's about to bloom. That one stayed small throughout this summer, but it looks nice. It looks proportionate to the pond, which is cool. More hyacinth, more creeping jenny, a little bit of duckweed. There is a giant, I shouldn't say giant, but a big fancy goldfish in here. There's a little baby rice fish. I don't know if you're able to see that on camera or not. Yeah, you can. There's one little baby rice fish that we put in here because the other ones were chasing it around and kind of bullying it, so we didn't want it to get stressed out, so we put him in there for now. Then here's one of the bigger ponds that we have. This is probably the biggest one. This is the 50-gallon. There's tons of rice fish that we just got in. You can see a few spawning mops that I made. Still testing those out, seeing if those are going to be an effective tool to harvest the eggs. I'm sure they will be, but the problem we've been having is that there's so much actual, natural vegetation in the pond that I think the rice fish just prefer to deposit their eggs on the natural. Like we got the hornwort in there, and I think they just prefer to use that stuff rather than the artificial stuff that I've made. But we'll see how that works. I'm certainly not going to take all the plants out of there just to make harvesting the eggs easier. If we get some, we get some, but still kind of trying to figure all that out. But as long as they're happy, I'm happy. It's just fun to watch them in there. And we have had a lot of frogs here, but they've since seemed to have kind of disappeared. We hear one occasionally, but they seem to have moved on. Got this bird of paradise plant. I've had this one for a while. It hasn't really grown. We need to repot it. It's doing all right. You can see the leaves are a little bit torn up from the various hailstorms we've had. Then there's this one. I forgot how large of a pond this is. I think it's maybe like a 40-gallon. I'm not sure. We got the horsetail. I think that's what that is. Bunch of lilies. More rice fish spawning mops. These are our original batch of rice fish that we've had for the past, I think it's a year and a half or so that we've had this original rice fish culture. There's a lot of black midnight rice fish in here. And then there's one koi rice fish that has a nice looking dot on its head. And then there's a few of the Pearl Galaxy rice fish in here. You really can't see them because it's so shaded by all these lily pads. And they're not coming up because I haven't fed them yet. But they're in here. Oh, there's one at the, there's one of the black ones. I don't know if you can see that. So that's this pond. This one's nice. There's not a whole lot of fish in there, maybe like, I don't know, 6 or 7. Maybe we'll move some of the ones from here over to there at some point, but for right now we're just keeping them separate. No ponds over here, just a giant tomato plant. We've been having trouble with these trellises falling over in the wind, so we got some cinder blocks. Actually, our family member was nice enough to come over here and help us with that, so we really appreciated that. So that looks nice, and more importantly, it keeps them from constantly falling over. We have my the little fairy garden right here that my wife made. It looks really pretty. Probably needs a little bit more soil, but that looks cute. I like how that turned out. And then finally over here, just this kind of awkward looking freestanding stock tank with nothing next to it. It's this was accidentally made the like designated, or at least one of the 2 rice fish egg hatching ponds. It's going to be impossible to see on camera, I think. Now you can see some of them if you really look closely, but there's a lot of little fry that are in here. I originally came out here this morning and I discovered that a lot of them hatched. We just set this one up 2 days ago, and there's tons of eggs that must have been in here. Well, I'll explain. So we originally had this pond right here. This was originally over here in this area, but we swapped it out because I wanted to give these fish in here a bigger space. So we ended up swapping it out with buckets. So we didn't even use a pump. We just poured the water from one tank to the other and kind of used buckets to help facilitate that. But anyway, when we did that, I imagine there must have been a ton of eggs just laying on the bottom, because we didn't discard any of the water at all because I was afraid of accidentally throwing away the eggs. So there, long story short, there must have been eggs, a ton of eggs sitting on the bottom, because there's just a ton of fry in here, and they look like they're mostly the Pearl Galaxy fry. It's impossible for me to really tell what colors they'll eventually be, but from what it looks like a lot of them came from the Pearl Galaxy rice fish that is in that tank over there. And the reason I feel confident saying that is that the one in here is the mom in here, or the female. And I think there's only one female in here, is a Pearl Galaxy rice fish, so that would make sense that her offspring are the same color. But it was interesting to me because there's, like I said, there's a whole kind of variety of fish in here. There's not one specific fish in there. And same with this as well. There's orange fish. I forgot to say that too. We have some orange rice fish. You can see that one had a little bit of black color, and we have just the standard kind of Pearl Galaxy color. I'm saying Pearl Galaxy, but I'm actually not entirely sure if that is the proper designation for it. It's just that kind of, white, pale rice fish that some of them have a little bit of sparkle to them too. My apologies if that's not the exact terminology or the exact species of rice fish. That's just what they look like to me. They're kind of that pearl color. But we got a nice variety of fish in here. And that pretty much sums it up in terms of all the ponds that we're able to fit back here for right now. I mean, I suppose we could probably fit like one or two more right there, but I think we're good for right now. I mean, we kind of have everything we need in terms of what we want to accomplish. We're just doing the rice fish this year. Obviously, there's no plans for a pond or anything like that. The space is just way too small. Oh, there's the mom. There, you can see her. She kind of swam away before I got over here. Oh, there she was. See if she comes out the other side or not. But yeah, this is it for now. It's much more small than where we used to be, but it is what it is. We still managed to get a lot of ponds set up, and it's nice to just be back here still and enjoy the pond, even if it's quite scaled back and there's no more koi, just the goldfish. But the rice fish are fun, and we still love doing this stuff. So it's very enjoyable. It's been awesome, and we're just happy to be here and continue on, even at a smaller scale. As for any other updates, just continue to watch our Facebook page. We give updates on that when we can. just been busy with life and other things. As you can imagine, the move was pretty extensive, so we had to take a lot of time to just refocus, and we're finally now just getting back into the fish stuff. So you can see the goldfish over here. He's poking his head out. Yeah, there he is. Oh, the reflection's preventing a good photo of him. Yeah, look at him. He's just chilling. He's chilling. He'll move if I get in here, I think. Yeah. We named him Finn. I like that name a lot. It's fun to watch him. So yeah, anyway, just continue to follow us on our social media stuff. We'll give updates as we see fit. We'll be here for the rest of the summer. Pretty much all of these plants are for sale. We're waiting on the fish to be put out for sale. Not sure when that'll happen. Just like I said, we recently got them, so we just want to make sure they're healthy. But we'll certainly give an update on that when that arrives, or when we make that decision. So yeah, if you're seeing the video, thanks for still following, even after nearly 1 year of radio silence, at least on our YouTube anyway. I hope I'm able to make more videos soon, now that we've kind of settled into a routine and we have everything kind of figured out. We're not really rushing things as we have been for the past, seemingly a year almost. So that pretty much wraps it up. If this is the first video you're watching of ours, welcome. Thank you for watching. You can follow us on every social media platform at Koi City STL, all one word. We're most active on Facebook, I guess, and Instagram too. But yeah, every single social media platform out there, you can find us at Koi City STL. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully be able to get some more videos out to you very soon. I'm CJ with Koi City STL. I'll see you later.